is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Here we go. How you doing, my man? You feeling all right?
Feeling good. Oh, how are you?
Very good, very good. Yesterday, I had Cougars beat writer Jamie Vinnick on.
Okay.
To talk a little bit about Cam Ward. And it's interesting. Mario didn't recruit a scrambler. He's not really much of a runner. He'll buy himself some time.
Right.
But he's really a guy that is more of a pure pocket passer than anything else.
Yeah, and I think, Cam Ward wants to be known as that for the next level. I think if he has to run, he can take off and run and make plays, but it's sort of like C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud was the same way, I think, at Ohio State. He wasn't a big-time runner. He was a guy that stayed in the pocket, wanted to make plays with his receivers, and I think with this offensive line, I mean, that's a huge upgrade over what he had at Washington State. And who knows what happens in the transfer portal going forward, but Miami could end up with another elite receiver to add to, two guys that are coming back with some pretty good numbers.
Okay, well, is Mario going to allow this kid to grow? Are we going to sling it, or what's the deal?
Yeah, no, I think that's the plan with the air raid, and that's the plan with Cam Ward. You got to remember here, every year we're going to have quarterbacks entering the transfer portal. And so in a lot of ways, this is, I don't want to say a debut. I'm looking for the right word. Like it's an opportunity for Mario to prove, hey, I cannot just bring in really talented quarterbacks that everybody in the country wants like Cam Ward, but I'm going to let them flourish, right, and do their thing, because he needs to prove that he can, that guys can flourish in his system. He's got a bad rap right now as a quarterback guy. So to me, Cam Ward coming in here, it's an opportunity for Mario to sort of maybe restore his image for future quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro, because he needs to restore his image with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because the coaching has been, the game day coaching, bro, has been, whether it's Mike McDaniel or Mario Cristobal, each of them drive me crazy on Saturdays and Sundays. The kind of shit that goes on between both of them on the sidelines, it just drives me freaking crazy, dude. It really
drives
does.
Drives a lot of people crazy, and a lot of people who give money to this program to support it. I mean, it's obviously different college to pro, right? You're selling tickets, you have an NFL TV, all those kind of things. Miami right now is flourishing because there's a lot of private money coming in to help their NIL program, and people want to start seeing results. And I think at some point, this is the year 3. You flip the roster, you've got a quarterback. The excuses are out the window.
No, definitely, man. I mean, you got to start getting it. I mean, Mario's great in every other aspect of it, dude.
Yeah,
I love him everywhere else, but on game day, I'm like, yo, Mario, come on, dude.
Yeah,
please, brother.
For sure.
Man, it's been rough as hell. So the Canes are in on another receiver, is what you're saying.
Well, I think they're certainly looking at guys that are out there and available. You've had some coaching changes here recently, which opens the 30-day transfer window. You had it at Alabama. You had it at Washington. Now you have it at Arizona with Jed Fish leaving. So there's some good, talented receivers, I think, on all of those rosters. There's also some good DBs. I know Gabby Urrutia from 247 Sports reported, I think, about an hour ago, that one of the top available DBs on the market, a kid, I think his name's Michelle, is the way you pronounce the first name, Michelle Powell, who started at safety for Washington, started all 15 games for the team that finishes the national runner-up, 6'1", 210 pounds. He's coming down here. He just visited Florida. He's going to visit Miami afterwards. So, look, Miami needs safety help, right? They lost Cam Kitchens. They lost James Williams. That's a big concern for me. I know they've got some young guys that they hope develop and get better here, but I want the proven guys. I want a guy who started on a national championship, program that played for the national championship. So I think that's an important potential target. And there's going to be guys in the receiving, at receiver. Arizona, we've got to see if those kids are going to end up entering the portal. They have a talented quarterback, and they have a really talented receiver, McMillan. I can't pronounce his first name. It's like Trattoria or something like that. It's I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, he's put up huge numbers his first 2 years in college football. So we will see who ends up entering the portal and looking to go elsewhere. But you would think that Cam Ward is going to have some pull to bring in another receiver.
Yeah, and maybe is there anything out there with the Cougs? Well, they didn't have a coaching change, right? So we have to wait for the spring window, like you were talking about with possibly quarterbacks. Now it'll be for other positions because they found their quarterback, correct?
Correct. And I think that's what you look for. You know, besides these three schools that just had three major Power 5 programs that all either made the playoffs or won 10 games where they had good players, the next 30 days, those players can go looking elsewhere.
And maybe even Michigan will have that window open too soon, right? Because
exactly.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, a lot of these teams have South Florida players on the roster. Maybe they decide, hey, I want to go home. But look, the bottom line is this team right now, as is, with Ward at quarterback, with those two receivers coming back in Jacoby George and Xavier Restrepo, and then some of the guys that they signed out of high school, you're hoping that they take a jump up. And by the way, Mark Fletcher, I did get a little bit of an update on him. I know you were asking me about him following the bowl loss.
Yeah.
The injury that he had, he should be back in time for the start of the season.
The injury is?
It's toe related, foot related.
Oh, okay.
It's not an Achilles. So that's
okay.
what my understanding is from what I gathered yesterday when I reached out and finally got somebody on the phone who I know would tell me the truth. So he'll miss about 3 or 4 months from what my understanding is, but he should be back in time for fall practice.
Good, bro. That guy's a stud, bro. I don't care about the fall practice. I just care for him to be ready for the damn season.
He'll be ready for the summer. He'll be back in time to summer workouts, and then be ready to be the number one guy in that backfield.
Number one guy, a player in the NFL.
Yep.
Mark Fletcher is the real deal.
I was telling you that when he was coming out of high school. Didn't I say that to you multiple times? I'm like, this dude's for real.
Yes, but I never believe any of that shit until I actually see them here. You know what I mean? Because
I knew he had the physical side of it,
like an NFL player, and then he just had a minor league mind. So it's just like you never know with these guys. It's like you got to see them, and Mark Fletcher is the shit, dude. That guy is the shit. Okay, I would love to see him in a Dolphins uniform. That's what I would.
You may in a couple years or 2 years.
Maybe I would love to see that, man. Do you think Harbaugh leaves, by the way?
I think it's turning that way. I think, Michigan's probably going to face some repercussions from the NCAA in light of all the trouble that they got in for, cheating gate. I would assume that he probably doesn't want to be there for that. He's been trying to go to the NFL for a couple of years now anyway. And he wants to win a Super Bowl. There's a lot of jobs open. I think he's in prime position to make the jump.
Two things. One, he accomplished what he had to accomplish, win the national championship at Michigan. It took him forever and billions of dollars in order to get to it, okay? Not millions. They probably spent billions at Michigan already by this point to win that one championship.
Yep.
There was only one way to go from here, and that's down. So, just in case you don't continue to live up to that, it's time for your ass to get out and go chase the next challenge that you didn't finish when you were in San Francisco. I think he's gone for sure because the stuff you talked about and then the stuff I talked about that, okay, if you don't start winning national championships, it's only going to get worse for you from here on out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to me, that's why it's like you're better off going to the NFL.
And an NFL team doesn't care about, I don't think they care about whether or not a guy broke some NCAA rules. Obviously those rules are pretty antiquated about scouting anyway. I don't know why.
Belichick breaks rules all the time, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's there for. It's the rules are there to be broken. Hey, no changes in the coaching staff?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm hearing, not that I'm getting any inkling for. I think, if Mario feels like he can upgrade at a certain spot, he'll do it. He'll wait right up until the fall. He did it before. He's moved guys around. He's moved guys from being assistants to being administrators on the staff. So I think it's just a matter of who becomes available and whether or not he's got a relationship with them and that guy wants to come here. And if it's a quality upgrade, he'll do that. I mean, look, the NFL jobs obviously still have to be filled, right? So there'll be some head coaches being hired and maybe pulling guys from the college ranks. Maybe somebody leaves on him and he's got to replace that guy. That's something that still those dominoes have to fall.
What are you working on the athletics so folks can check you out, my friend?
Well, we've had a lot of movement in the transfer portal, right, for the last month, and I'm doing sort of a roundup ACC, SEC, kind of who are the winners and losers of the transfer portal so far. Where does Miami fit into that picture for ACC? I mean, let me tell you, Louisville's gone out like crazy. People talk about a hell of a job that guy did in his first year, going back to his alma mater, and getting them to the ACC championship game. They got like 25 transfers, so I don't think Louisville's going anywhere. They're a team that I think will still be up there. So we'll paint a picture of what's kind of happened here in the first month plus of the transfer portal, and start to give college football fans a little bit of an idea of what to expect in 24.
All right. Follow him on Twitter, Manny_Navarro. And don't forget, folks, Caneswear, use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off online at caneswear.com or in person, 2566 South University Drive in Davie. Manny, we will catch up later on in the week, my friend. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
Thank you, sir. There you go. A little Caneswear for you all out there. Our Manny Navarro Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.